if you want to create an online course as a signature offer in your business, the core of your business, then you can learn something from my terrible mistakes and one good thing I did with my first ever course. So in 2011, my first book had been published, Screw Work, Let's Play, and Marianne Cantwell, who's a friend at the time, suggested creating a course around it and working with Selena Barker, who is another coach. And so the three of us got together and created the Screw Work, Let's Play program. And that was a good idea. We ran it a couple of times. People really liked it. In fact, one of the people who did it is actually having coached with me one-to-one today, 13 or 12 years later. So it must have been pretty good. And it was fun to run. But the mistakes. One is 3 people was too many for a very small group course. There were only about 6 or 8 people on it. And so we were splitting the money 3 ways. That's the fundamental question. Fundamental issue. And when clients say to me, well, you know, I could run this course with this person, I say, well, you know, is this going to halve how you're going to split it? Is this going to halve what you're making? And really important thing to consider is it's one thing to create content, because people always worry about the content of a course. That's actually not the hardest part. The hardest part is getting people to buy the damn thing. So splitting the responsibility of the content is a very small part of the job. What you've really got to do is you've got to, better if one of you is good at the content and one of you is great at marketing, or one of you has a big audience or following already. That's a much more powerful combination. So we split our program between too many people, I would say, even though it was great to work with Selena and Marianne. And then we didn't charge enough. So this is our second colossal error. We charge £600 for each person on the course. So we split that by 3. We're making £200 each over an 8-week course. That's £100 every month times 6 people. You know, it's you can't sustain a business off that. So, you know, it's okay for a side income, but if you're trying to actually create a proper business, it doesn't work. So we could have been charging 1,000, 2,000, and probably a lot more. Certainly today, with everything I know, I would be charging a lot more for such a small group program. So that was our other colossal mistake. One thing we got right is that I think running a program that was basically what's called a live cohort-based course was the right thing to do at the beginning. So I'm a big advocate of not trying to create a passive course right away. If you haven't created one before, if you don't have a big audience, big following that you can sell it to, you're much better off creating a live course where everyone starts at the same time. That's why it's called cohort-based. And you walk them through the content live rather than pre-recording it and releasing it in some sort of course system. And people always hate this because they want to make magic passive income. But it's much easier to make money doing a launch like that, because people love the energy of a live course. They know they can ask you questions. Your marketing doesn't have to be as hot. Your copy, you know, describing the course doesn't have to nail down every single thing, because they know they can just ask you ultimately when they're on the calls with you. And so that's a much better way of doing your first course. And then afterwards, if you want to, you can turn that into a passive course that you can sell to other people, most probably at a lower price. So do you have a course? Do you have a signature offer of some kind, some other kind, like a one-to-one program, or a consulting offer for organizations? I'd love to know what it is. If you want any input on your signature offer, comment below. Happy to help you out. Hope this has been helpful.